Here we go. We are live. Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Pardon me if I keep looking up at the camera. We're doing this on the phone since it's live, and I'm usually not set up to do it that way. So it's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Thank you for watching, as always. And if you want to contact the show, you can do so americandufus@gmail.com. And if you'd like to help support the show, and thank you to all of you that do support the show, you can do so through the Cash App, $ American Doofus at Cash App. Good evening, welcome. Those of you that are joining live, greatly appreciate that. Those of you that are watching the delayed version, thank you so much for tuning in. Had a little preview of some things to talk about tonight, and started out with that today with the announcement that Emmett Till and his mother, hello Thunder, what's going on? Emmett Till and his mother were going to be given Congressional Golden Medals of Honor. And while I can see a positive in that it draws attention to those that may not know the story of Emmett Till, I personally think the Black community deserves real true action, and not just a I don't want to devalue them giving the award, but at the same time, it's I don't know. I personally don't know if it's fitting. So anyway, that was one of the topics that came up today. Something else came out today, and I don't know if it hit the mainstream, but it kind of through the political grapevine, if you will. Hillary Clinton is putting feelers out to see if there would be support for her running for president in 2024. Let me just say, my personal opinion on that is she needs to GTFA. She needs to start a podcast or something and not be running for office. Kelvin Black, justice or vengeance? You know, we're seeing justice. We saw justice with Ahmaud Arbery. We saw justice with George Floyd. We're not seeing it on a consistent basis. You know, we did not see justice for Breonna Taylor. But at the same time, that is based upon the Kentucky law. Justice was served based upon humanity. There's a long way to go. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to bring up tonight was the idea of sedition. Sedition, SEDITION, because sometimes the way I talk, it's, you know, anyway. Sedition. The first sedition charges in a very long time were levied today here in the United States. Hey, Princess Di, how are you? Good to see you again. And again, thanks everybody for watching. Those of you that hop on and leave comments, always appreciated your interaction. And if you'd like to come on, let me know. Just in the comments, say, hey, I want to come on for a few minutes and talk about something. And because that's what this is eventually going to grow into, where it's going to be the people's platform. I'm just going to basically bring people on and let them talk about what they want to talk about for a few minutes each and every week. So if somebody out there watching wants to hop on, let me know in the comments, and we'll figure out how to get that link up there. Um, the one of the leaders, if not the main leader of the Oath Keepers, and 11 other members of the Oath Keepers were charged with sedition today. Sedition basically means if two or more people come together anywhere in the United States and they're together to try to overthrow or destroy by force the government of the United States, or to levy war against the government of the United States, that is considered sedition. And that's what the Oath Keepers have been charged with: sedition, trying to overthrow the government of the United States. Now, why is that? Why is that significant? Well, because it's been alluded to in the past that the Oath Keepers were acting under the direction of then President Donald Trump. So this could be a very slippery legal slope for a lot of people involved in the January 6th riot, attempted overthrow of the government. T-Rex, how you doing, Rex? Hell with symbolic gestures to the Till family. Carolyn Brian Emmett's accuser is still alive and free. Lock her ass up. I honestly have a feeling that a lot of people would agree with that, T-Rex. As again, I don't want to downplay it, but it is a symbolic gesture, especially as long as it's taking. Greeting, Wolverine. It is symbolic, and again, as long as it took. And usually these awards are given to somebody that has done something extraordinarily heroic normally, and this is given to someone that had something incredibly horrific. If you don't know the story, look it up, because I don't want to get into the details. This young boy wasn't just killed. He was. They did so many different things to him that it's ghastly. It's and animalistic. It's just so yeah. Libertarian gal, hello. So the first charges of sedition, and again, it'll be interesting to see where this leads, if anywhere. It back in 2020, January or December of 2020, I got the information that the Oath Keepers were planning on doing something, and I put it out there, and for a good 30 days we were warning that something was indeed coming. And then there was incredible shock that no one in the government could see this coming when a bunch of us on the internet saw it coming easily. So we are set. I'm sorry. Let me hold on a second here. Again, I'm on the phone. I'm using the phone, so apologize for the hands. The Lion of Yah. So we're setting a low bar for sedition. Seems like a slippery slope. Yeah, it is a slippery slope. And I don't. I'm just announcing that the charges have been levied. I'm not proclaiming guilt or innocence. I don't know about the. I don't know the facts behind the charges, to be honest with you. I just know they've been charged with it. It is, it is, it's potentially a very slippery slope. The idea that just being in disagreement with the government is one thing. They had plans, evidently, to do more than just disagree. Um, uh, uh, I'm sorry that it's not really. It was. I chuckled because it wasn't what I expected. Kelvin Black. Those. Uh, Space Frog. That's a great question. I'm sorry. Let me get up here. For those that are just watching and not seeing the comments, Kelvin Black. Those awards go to suckers like John Lewis, whose claim to fame is getting his ass whooped on a bridge. I chuckled at that, not because that's not what I expected. Um, I've told the story on here before that one of the most incredible things about my experience in the political realm, in being the nominee for Indiana 6th Congressional District 3 separate times. I was actually um, more than that, but 3 in a row. And during that span, I got to meet and sit down with John Lewis in Washington, D.C. One night at the Democrat Club. And one of these times, when maybe there's not a whole lot going on, I'll talk more about that particular night, because that night started out, I thought I was going to be in Congress, and by the end of that night, I found out how the sausage was made in Washington, D.C. I've neglected to talk a whole lot about it, because I've got a book about a lot of it that was supposed to come out, and it didn't come out. It didn't get published because I didn't. Uh, it was a nonfiction book, and they wanted me to put some things in there that just weren't true and didn't happen, and that I didn't believe. So that book's still actually in my laptop that's currently down, and I'm hoping I get it back very, very soon. Speaking of books, I've got a novel out. It's called it's my 3rd novel. It's the first of a new series. It's called America, Land of the Greed, Home of the Grave, and I'll put a link to it in the description. I'll go back and put a link in after we get done here. Was justice served in the Kyle Rittenhouse case? That's a great question, Space Frog. It's based upon law. Okay. Not on humanity. It's based upon law, and as the law was interpreted in Wisconsin, yes, justice was served. Now, as a human being and actually watching live what happened on that night, which about almost 1,000 people were watching it live with me as it was happening. We were doing a restream of a guy, a brilliant young videographer, Corey Elijah from Kenosha, Wisconsin, who shoots his videos. He rides a skateboard, excellent skateboardist, and he rides his skateboard and shoots the videos from his skateboard. And he was at the scene of the first killing. He was on his way to the second site when shots were fired. Also, we showed gosh, I forgot. He's been on the show too. We showed other angles of that, and I can't remember his name at the moment. Self-defense as a human. I can see self-defense in the second incident, when he was on his back and he felt like he was being attacked because a guy was trying to beat him in the head with a skateboard. But the reason he was in that situation, the first shooting, there he shot the guy. I mean, he flat just killed the guy in the first one, and so that man, that's an issue that I did not think would turn out the way it did. I didn't think that off, even though the night when it was going on, if you go back and watch that from a year and a half ago, that night I said, you know, he's not going to be charged because they're going to deem this self-defense. But after watching the trial, I didn't think I didn't think that would be the verdict the way the trial played out, but it turned out it was. Two different laws, yes. Precedent has been set in Wisconsin. Strawman gun purchases are legal. Oh, totally agree with that, man. Yeah, no matter no matter what your philosophy is or the situation is, you don't, you know, you don't go chase somebody with an AR-15. Yeah, that is. I'm sorry, my pen just popped here. Yes, you won't get any argument from me. Black people galvanized and were more united than ever after Emmett Till's death. That's possibly true, T-Rex. You know, I'm not going to say that's definitive, but I can see why you would say that. But at the same time, the unity in the Black community, when it does happen, doesn't seem to last long enough to make an impact, and that may be changing. That may be changing as we head into this. The Panthers came out of that, absolutely. That may be changing, as you know. I'm just speaking as an outside observer watching things. I see more. I see more different ideological groups, if you will, in the Black community trying to find common ground, and I personally think that's a good thing and a necessary thing. We've seen what the right wing would do to our own government. You know, if they were turned loose on the people they actually hate. Communities need to be prepared for that. Even if they weren't turned loose, at some point somebody's going to do something. You know, just too many idiots. Anyway, so anybody have anything you want to hop on and talk about here in the last couple of minutes before we end tonight's live? That, you know, probably the comment of the night is, you know, incredibly wise words. Don't go chasing somebody that has an AR-15 and has already used it. Eric Parker, a 3%er who pointed guns at the feds, was charged with a misdemeanor. Now he's running for Senate in Idaho. That's a great point, Kelvin Black. Actually, there are, I think there were 200 different people that were involved in January 6th that are now running as Republican candidates around the country for various offices, and that's something that is more than a little bit concerning, just because the government is the country is shifting so far right. I used to be a centrist, you know. When I first got into politics, I was considered a centrist, what did they call me? A Dino, a Democrat in name only. And my views haven't changed. It's just the country has shifted so far to the right. It's made such a wide right turn that what used to be a centrist position is now considered liberal. Um, Country's changed. Too many idiots. 100% agree. Oh, Grandmaster, but Grandmaster J fucked up. I don't know I wasn't there. I didn't hear the conversations. I think what Grandmaster J did, he was using the sight of the gun um, to see a potential threat. I don't think he was pointing the gun at federal officers. He's smarter than that. He wouldn't have pointed the gun at them had he not intended to shoot. And he didn't shoot. His finger wasn't on the trigger. If you look close at the pictures, it wasn't even close. So, but yeah, just the optics is what's Grandmaster Jay's problem. The optics, and the fact that getting a jury of his peers may be a problem in the jurisdiction that his trial is going to take place. But to me, this is more about Grandmaster Jay rose to power very quickly, and that became a potential threat in a lot of people's eyes, because he wasn't. Now, he never said anything along the lines of sedition. He never said anything along the lines of he wanted to overthrow the government or he wanted to attack the government or anything like that. Grandmaster Jay's plan was a safe area for Black people, policed by Black people, and controlled by Black people, and a Black economy in that area. That's different than what the Oath Keepers were talking about doing and making Donald Trump king of the world. So, okay. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Princess Di. If Grandmaster Jay was white, I think they'd probably accept the explanation, and this would have been expedited and over and done with. But because of he's the supreme commander of the NFAC, and it's not they haven't been doing things publicly, so to speak, but NFAC watchdog is still out there, keeping an eye on what's going on online. And there are, I'll just say there are some potential federal agents in the broadcast community. I'm not calling anybody out as an agent. I'm just saying potentially there might be some people that aren't exactly who you think they are. And NFAC watchdog is on top of that, keeping an eye on that. And I totally understand Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC not doing anything publicly with a trial coming up. I mean, that that's to be expected. But don't think they've disappeared. Yeah, a point we talked about numerous times back when it actually happened back in December of 2020. But a point that needs to be brought back up, and T-Rex just did it. Grandmaster Jay stayed and did the rally the next day. If they were going to arrest him, they should have arrested him that while he was there. Why wait 6 months? They waited 6 months because his influence was growing and he was starting to show up on network television, and he was starting to have an influence not only here in the country but worldwide. So yeah. um Princess Di, that's a question that I wish I had an answer for. She's asking why is the black community so hated by white people? um Not all, but white people so sad. If we could spread love, our world would be a better place. It'd be a much better place. And that's what I've tried to do with this little platform is, not only it's to talk about things that don't get talked about enough, but it's to show that not everybody, not everybody thinks the same way. Not everybody behaves the same way. Not everybody has the same beliefs. And that, Princess Di's right. With just a little bit of acceptance, even, it doesn't have to be love, it doesn't have to be forgiveness, it doesn't, but just a little bit of acceptance and just an attempt at understanding. If white people did that, if white people just had a little bit of acceptance, just a little bit, and an attempted understanding. Hey, if nothing else, if they just watch Blackish on TV, and just get an idea that it's okay to have different cultures. It's okay to have people not think the way you think. It's okay. But man, some white people are just conditioned to that. If their beliefs are not everybody's beliefs, then we've got to kill everybody that doesn't believe like we believe. And that's just, but it's, I know it's oversimplified, but that's a psychosis that is very real in the white community, and in certain areas much more prevalent than in other areas. um, uh, I agree with that, Lion of Yah. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. It's got to be two ways. Um, Hot mess, Summer Dickerson. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, girl. And great to see you on here. Um, it was, gosh, it's been probably, I don't know, a week and a half ago now that it was um, National Awareness Day for human trafficking. And I'm starting to see public service advertisements here in Indiana, letting people know that, hey, this is something that's very real and something that goes on. And I bring it up because Summer, I'd like to have an in-depth conversation um, with you one of these nights, um, so that people understand how it can happen, how it does happen, how it's not just um, it's a lot more complex than people think, and it goes on a lot more often than people think. And I bring it up because Summer Dickerson is a champion in helping women out of situations, and also in bringing awareness to situations. So thank you. Uh, you know, I also, um Jeremy Vicious. I also I want to get some. There was a guy on I don't know if it was last week's live or the week before, but there was a guy on there. He was obviously very right wing, and I want to get in borderline white supremacist, Stephen. I want to get people like that on to find out, why are they mad? What are they mad about? What has been taken away from them? What are they losing? Um, that makes them so angry when, when there's an attempt to help black people succeed. I don't get it. Yes, Summer, you are, darling, and God bless you for surviving and for again for all the help you give to others, and for always bringing awareness to the situation. Um, so I'm going to close on that. I thank you all. I love you all for watching. And again, this is just going to keep growing, and eventually it's going to become, especially if our country heads the direction it's heading in. This is going to become a place where people can come on and talk. Um, oh, I wasn't talking about you, Jeremy Vicious. No, I was talking a couple of shows ago. A guy came on in the comments, and I wanted to get him on the show. I wasn't talking about you at all. So thank you all for coming on here. We'll do it again next Thursday night at 10:30. I'm going to have a I will T-Rex as soon as I get my laptop back. My laptop basically died. I went to power it up and and nothing. And so I've got it in, got it in, hopefully getting it fixed and get it back real soon. Hopefully tomorrow, because again, I got all my writings and everything on it. Anyway, but yeah, I'll check my email. And you can email me at americandufus, americandufus at gmail.com. It's real easy. So we will be back next Thursday night live, and either tomorrow or Saturday morning, I'm going to do AD Sports, American Doofus Sports, and I'm going to talk about the NFL Wild Card Weekend playoff games. I play some fantasy football. I don't play for, I play for like a $3 game or things like that, but I've been doing pretty good. So I'm going to try to explain a little bit about that. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think might happen in the games, and it'll just be a little extra addition. So thank you all. I love you all. I wish you nothing but peace. Peace, love, prosperity, happiness, joy, and blessings upon all of you. Shalom, salam, namaste, and the blessings in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ if you're a Christian, and positive vibes no matter what you may be. I love you all, no matter what your philosophy may be, no matter what your opinions may be. It's okay. Love y'all. It's okay to have acceptance. It's a dark world. Try to be a light, but don't be a doofus. I love y'all. Take care.